Grace and peace, and welcome to 5 Minutes of Faith, presented to you by Believers Ministries, where we are reaching the community with the love of Christ, one person, one family at a time. Join us today as we take excerpts from our guest speaker, Minister Doreen Dawkins from Raymond Christian Center.
Today's subject is cut out the excuses, rest in God. One of the purposes of Christ dying on the cross is that we would have an abundant life. That's found in John 10:10. The thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they may have it more abundantly. We will never achieve purpose or live an abundant life if we do not rest in God in every season and every circumstance of life. When we are weak and depend on Jesus, we are the most strong because all that becomes God's responsibility. It's not our responsibility. If you're doing the right thing, you living right, God will take care of some stuff.
Oh, yes, He will.
But the thing is, you got to be in right standing with God. You have to do what God told you to do. We must do what we know to do and trust that God will do what we can't do. Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for the good of them that love God and to them that are called according to His purpose. It didn't say all things will be good. It says all things work together for the good. And we don't know the timing of God. So it might be down the road. We don't know if it's next week. We don't know if it's 2 weeks from now or next month. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 through 30. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden's light. We must go to God and give Him all our frustrations, our issues, our excuses, our burden, all of that, and He promises to give us rest. It says His yoke or assignment is easy and His burden is light if we give it to Him. But our problem is we want to keep some of the things that only God can fix. We want to get our hand in there. We know what's best for our family. We know what's best for this. We know what's best for this one. And what we think is what's best might not be God's plan for that person. God's plan for that person might be let them figure out and hit rock bottom and get to where God can change them because they surrender to God. Not that we become God and we sit on the throne like, oh, well, this is what's going to happen. No. The thing is, we think we know better than what God knows. And we think we can fix someone else or even ourselves, and that's not the way we're made. We are in need of a Savior. And we need to let God be God. See, it's not possible to sit and rule our hearts and then achieve what God told us to achieve. Now, we can sit and rule our hearts, and we can do everything that we think we want to do, but that don't mean that we're going to ultimately see Jesus in peace. If we could have fixed the situations or the circumstances, we would have fixed it by now. For the unbeliever, we can only achieve real peace and rest through Jesus Christ. The unbeliever needs to surrender their life to Jesus by admitting that they have need of a Savior and they're tired of trying to manage their lives, and to surrender their lives to Him and confess Him as Lord. For the believer, we not God neither. And sometimes we need to say that out loud. I'm not God. Because if you get to say for some, let's just go 5 years, folks just start thinking that they running something. Like you almost mini God. Like, I just know the will of God for everyone on the world. And I know everything that God is going to do. No, you don't. God is God. Only God is God. You not God, and I'm not God. He don't need you. He don't need me. He don't need us. God is God. Whatever excuses we have used not to trust God in this season of life, we need to turn it over to Him.
We trust God that the word has encouraged you today, and we'd like to take this time to cordially invite you to join us for service, and we're located at 465 Waterbury Court, Suite E, Gahanna, Ohio. For more information about our services, feel free to visit the web at www.believersministries.net.